Oh, hello. Top of the evening to everybody out there in internet land. I'm going to do another one of these talkies live from the living room. It's the place to live. And while we're both alive, let's do some talking. So, you know what I was thinking? October 5th is going to be the 9-year celebration, the ninth birthday of my channel, right? But you know what else I was thinking? It's more of just a celebration than that. It's more than just a celebration of me being on this channel for 9 years, which, yeah, woo, that's a celebration within itself. But it goes beyond that. It is a celebration of being yourself, standing up for what you believe in, and living the life that you want to live, and walking the path that you want to walk. Because, of course, happiness is going to be different for everybody. So it's about finding your path and walking it and being happy as a result. Let me give you some examples because, my hair is just really wild today, man. I look kind of like Sonic the Hedgehog, don't I? Wow. I tell you, there's no water or gel in this at all. It's just it's madness, but I love it. It's wild like me, right? I just like the rest of my life, I let my hair do its own thing. If somebody wants to look at my hair and think that I'm crazy or it's crazy, I'm crazy then. Let them think that. And that's part of the message I'm trying to tell everybody right now in this video. It's be yourself no matter what, okay? Without fear of being judged, because you know you're going to be judged no matter what. That's just something people do. But expect it and don't let it get you down. How good does it feel to be able to say, walk into a store, wearing the clothes that you want to wear, smelling the way that you want to smell, and just presenting yourself as you. All right? Somebody, it was like a couple days ago, somebody left a comment on one of my YouTube shorts. I was eating in the dark and I was like, just eating something like I normally would. And they left a comment saying, like, bro, chew with your mouth closed. And I just kind of laughed when I read it because it was just such a inherently snobby comment. And I wasn't offended by it at all, but it just kind of made me think, and I'm, connecting this to what I'm talking about right now. It's like, what's the point of doing that? I'm just eating the way that I naturally eat. I mean, yeah, I guess I eat like an animal, but you know what? I am an animal. As a human, I'm a warm-blooded mammal, and I'm just eating because that's what I need to do to survive. I'm not going to go out of my way because it's just like a weird, I don't know, man. Stuff like that is just strange to me. Like, oh, you got to chew with your mouth closed. Like, that's the way you have to eat. It's like, says who? When did people decide that? Right? Like, how long ago? Think about that. Whoever first decided that it's polite or it's proper to chew with your mouth closed. How long ago was it? That person's probably long gone. And yeah, that's their definition of polite, and a lot of people agree with it, but it doesn't mean that every person from that point on has to do it. I mean, I'm not saying just be an all-out pig when you eat, getting it all over you and all over the place and just making like loud noises, but I'm not going to go out of my way to adhere to that, because I just don't care. And I'm not going to feel ashamed that I don't do it. It's kind of like using deodorant or not using deodorant in my case. Whoever decided a long time ago people should never smell naturally like people, that person's long gone. And guess what? Their standard, it doesn't apply to me. It doesn't have to. All right? I think differently from that person from a long time ago. I'm trying not to shake this, but it's in my hand. And the phone's just kind of like, I think differently from that person. Therefore, I'm going to live differently. All right? And that's also why I'm not like a organized religion kind of guy. No. Some people that lived over 2,000 years ago, they don't get to set the guidelines for how every single person from then until the end of time lives. I don't live by other people's guidelines. I live by my own. And that's why I say I'm not a religious person. Because I'm not just saying that to rebel and be a punk. I've looked into it. I've read bits and pieces from all these religions. It's I don't agree with all of this. Yeah, there's some good stuff in there for sure. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of wisdom in that too that you can actually get enlightened from reading. But the supernatural stuff and the pushy, preachy kind of stuff. It's if I don't completely agree with it, I don't align myself with it, and I can't claim it as my own. It's okay, that's your guys' path, that's your guys' opinion, that's cool. And a lot of other people, they see that and they're like, hey, cool, somebody else's guidelines. I'm going to live my life by somebody else's guidelines. I'm going to walk somebody else's path instead of my own, because these people who lived thousands of years ago, they decided, even with the limited knowledge that people had about the world that long ago, this is the path everybody should walk. This is the way everybody should live. This is the way everybody should think. Says who? Those are just people like you and me. They had the same kind of brain that we do. They're the same species, the same warm-blooded mammal, like I was saying. So what makes their decisions superior to mine or to yours? Who's to say that we have to unquestioningly follow everybody else's guidelines just because they were already set? We'll even go to this too. Whoever decided that beauty standards for women includes shaving their armpits, I personally think it's weird, man. And some people out there might think it's weird to hear me say that, but honestly, on a pretty girl, having hairy armpits, I think it's sexy. And I have no apologies about saying that. I think it's really weird that one day they just decided, hey, all women need to shave that area. If not, then you're going to be seen as lazy and unladylike and blah, blah, blah. And all these women, they feel pressured, oh, gotta do it. That's the standard. No, baby. You let that grow because it looks beautiful naturally. All right? Just like I smell beautiful naturally. I know it, man. I know society, people will kind of playfully tease me about it. But I can tell those people like it. I'm speaking from experience here. It's oh, you're not supposed to do that, but something inside is this is supposed to be wrong, but it feels so right. I wonder why that is. That's what happens when you think for yourself. That's what happens when you be yourself. And you walk your own path, and you don't let other people tell you how to live. All right? If you're a kid and you're under the care of your parents, it's their job to raise you and to educate you. But it doesn't mean that if something they're telling you doesn't feel right, and there's a chance it might not be, because your parents are humans just like you. And maybe they were raised to believe some strange stuff. And they grew to believe in that. But now there's you, and you're wait a minute. I think differently from this. So I'm going to be different. All right? Just Believe in yourself and follow your own beliefs. That's what I'm getting at here. Like nobody, no person or society as a whole should make you feel ashamed. Like if you want your hair to be a mohawk, get yourself a mohawk, man. Don't be like, oh, people might think I'm radical. They might think I'm unprofessional. No job's going to hire me. Nobody's going to take me seriously. No, man. If that's the hairstyle you like, that's the hairstyle you get. Make it whatever color you want it to be, too. You want piercings and tattoos? Get them. And if you like them, keep them. If your parents don't like them, that's tough because you know why? It's your body. If a job won't hire you, especially in this day and age, because you have facial hair and you don't want to shave it or a certain hairstyle, guess what? That job doesn't get to have you as an employee. You don't go home and change your hairstyle. You don't go home and take your piercings out or shave your face. You tell that job to kick rocks and you find one that accepts you for who you are. Straight up. And you don't think like, oh man, maybe I should have just changed my appearance for this greedy corporation. Hell to the no. You don't do that. You look the way you want to look. All right? Because the way you look is beautiful, baby. And you don't let anybody tell you otherwise. All right? Your hair, your body, your smells, whatever. Your beliefs, your interests. That's what the No Dio show is about. All right? That's what the celebration is that's coming up on October 5th, which is less than a week away. Can't believe it's 9 years, guys. 9 years I've been at the helm of this channel, and I love it. So I get to inspire and open people's minds up like this. I've been getting more messages recently. It's probably because it is getting close to the 9-year celebration. I've been getting some messages sent privately to me from people saying, hey man, I just want to let you know I have my own beliefs and I live the way I want to live, but they're having trouble finding people around them that are the same way. And they're like, hey man, I really resonate with you. I resonate with your message and it's really inspiring. And the more I hear it, the better it feels and the more inspiring it is. So that's why I like to continue doing stuff like this. You know, like I've made plenty of vlogs and typed up plenty of blogs, but there's no limit on those. It's not one of those things where it's like, oh, I already said that. It's there. It's real. And I think everybody should hear it. Because it does help, you know? It does inspire. It does make people realize that the person they are is a beautiful person as they are. I mean, like, if you look in the mirror and you're not proud of what you see, because instead of getting the hairstyle that you wanted, you got some trendy one instead, or because you smell like deodorant or cologne when you really don't like wearing that kind of stuff, that's when you need to say, you know what? It's time for me to stop living my life for society. It's time for me to stop living my life for other people and start living it for yourself. It's very rewarding, trust me. And once you realize how rewarding it is, probably not going to go back to serving society's indoctrinated standards. All right, live by your own. Okay, obviously, I don't want to encourage anything that's harmful or like bad for your health or harmful to anybody else. I'm just saying stuff like that, like your appearance, the fact that if you want to use hygiene products or not, and just your beliefs, man. Like, life is a mystery. You know, we don't have like the answers to all life's questions. So often, because life is like this big timeline mystery to some people, they'll go looking for answers and then they'll find things like religions and, I don't know, internet forums and stuff. And they'll say, hey, maybe this is promising me the way to happiness. This is promising me everything I'm hoping to get. And that's how they lure you in. And I was like, hey, we got what you want. We've got the keys to your happiness. Just come on in. But you realize that what you're doing is you're making them happy because you're living by their rules. You're living by their standards. You're letting them tell you how you're supposed to live your life. You're letting them tell you how you're supposed to think. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. I don't need any person or group of people, especially ancient ones that died thousands of years ago. I don't need anybody telling me how to think. You know why? Because I have my own brain and I know how to think for myself. All right? And I've got my own 2 feet and I can walk my own path in life. I don't need anybody to tell me this is the path you should be walking. You should be in this lane right here. No, no, no. I'm going to find my lane and I'm going to stay in it. And that's what you should do too. All right? So I just want to make sure everybody understands what the core message of the No Dio Hero show is. All right? Yes, it's funny body odor content. It's entertaining videos of lung-bursting, breath-holding records and, all the stuff that I like to do on my channel. But there's a core message in there, and it has to do with identity. And as far as those places, like I said, promising you they have the keys to your happiness, here's a philosophy that I live by. All right? It's called never put the keys to your happiness in somebody else's pocket. Okay? And that could be anybody. That could be somebody you're in a relationship with. That could be a supernatural entity like a god. Anything that has control over you, anything that has control over your emotions, live for yourself and make yourself happy, okay? Don't focus on pleasing somebody else like that. Because your happiness ultimately comes down to you. And that's what you need to focus on. Don't worry about what other people think. Don't be afraid of being judged because no matter what, people are always going to judge. But that's just the way it is, man. We're meant to stand out. We're meant to be ourselves. That's the way we should be. And hey, I got the wild mohawk hairstyle. I'm the no deodorant guy. And you see my content, man. I definitely stand out from the crowd, don't I? Don't I? And that's just me being me. That's what makes me special. That's one thing that draws people to me. That's why, even though I'm not mainstream, I'm anti-mainstream, actually. I don't do the trends and stuff. I have over 10,000 subscribers. I'm this underground alternative guy filming alternative content. But it resonates with people because there's it resonates with the like-minded masses out there who have found me and they're drawn to that and they feel that relativity. They're like, hey, this is a beautiful person inside and out with a beautiful mind. And it relates to your mind. We make that connection. And that's a good thing to have a platform for. Now, this is a big celebration of me doing this for 9 years. It's not only that I get to make some people laugh. It's not only that I get to make some people feel good. It's that I help people find their happiness and I give them the strength. I empower them, you guys watching, to be themselves and to live for yourselves. Unapologetically, just like I do. Me, primal instincts. The guy that used to work at restaurants and not use deodorant and not care. Yeah, man. Before I started doing this full time, I would just go into work, no deodorant. I don't wash my body. I just rinse it with water. I didn't care. I did it for years. Yeah, some people would kind of make little teasing, playful comments that they could smell me. I was like, I smell the way I'm supposed to smell. I'm a man. And I never faltered from it. And now I really get to live that way because I do this from home. But even if I wasn't, I'd still be living the same way. And that's why I'm truly happy. I would not be happy rubbing deodorant under my armpits just to appease other people. Oh, there might be somebody who smells me and who's like, you're not supposed to smell like a person. There should be no pheromones in the workplace. No. Live for yourself, guys. Just as I do. All right? People see me as a role model. People see me as a hero. I've had people young and old, like, I've had like 18-year-olds reach out to me and say, "Hey man, I've been watching you since I was 12 or 14 and I want to buy some videos now, and I just want to let you know I grew up watching you and you inspired me to, because they question things at an early age. Like I used deodorant when I was a teenager because I was raised on it. I wasn't raised by wolves. I grew to become one. That's the thing I like to say too. So these kids, they find my videos. They already don't like using deodorant. They like natural smells, right? And they see me, this unapologetic guy who doesn't use deodorant and is happy being him. And all these past videos, like all these friends I have, obviously I'm not like some mangy, stinky person that everybody avoids like plague. I just smell the way a person naturally should. So they see that and they're like, hey, this guy's having fun being himself. I'm going to do it too. And then they grow up watching me basically. Like, how cool is that? I remember the shows I grew up watching when I was a kid that kind of like shaped my sense of humor and my personality and inspired me to film the kinds of videos that I do. I remember the stuff I grew up watching. It's like, man, now we're in a day where kids can grow up watching you on YouTube and you'd be like, hey man, you kind of raised me in a way. It's like, yeah, they've got their parents, but then they got primal instincts, empowering them and inspiring them, being like, hey man, I know your parents are telling you to use deodorant, but if you don't like to use it, it's your body. You do you, man. You do you. And I've had people that were middle-aged and say, hey man, I've had problems understanding my sexual identity my whole life. And then I started listening to your videos, your identity vlogs. And then I started reading the blogs that you wrote on your official website pertaining to identity, specifically mine, and just talking about alternative identities from a general standpoint. And they realized, like, so this is who I really am. They went their whole life not knowing or understanding themselves until they heard me, somebody just come out and openly talk about it and be like, yeah, that's who I am and I love it. That's why I'm as happy as I am. And on that day, they were finally born because they could be happy knowing who they are. And it's never too late. It is never too late to live your best life and be yourself. Don't ever think that, okay? It's never too early. It's never too late. You're not too young to be who you want to be. You're not too old to be who you want to be, okay? This is your life to live. So don't put it off. Do it today. Or if you want to make it really special, wait until October 5th. Because then you can say, on the No Dio Hero channel's birthday, you started living for yourself. Then you'll have two things to celebrate. Another year of me filming videos and the anniversary of when you started living for yourself instead of for other people. How about that? We all like celebrations, right? A little double celebration. So that's why I do what I do, guys. I like to inspire. I like to make people laugh. I like to make them feel good. I like to open people's minds. I don't like to overthink. I don't like to complicate things, I'm a fairly intelligent person, but I don't want to go too far off with the thinking. I just want to keep it simple and necessary and important. Like with what I'm saying right now. I keep repeating the basic message. Just be yourself. Find your happiness. Because those are the most important points. That's the stuff that really matters. That is why I'm the happy person that I am. That's why I've gone through life enjoying it. That's why I love life. Every day I wake up, I'm just like, yes, life is a gift. Another day to live. Another day to be me. And I love being me. And I want you to love being you. Just like I love myself, I want you to love yourself. That's my goal. That means a lot more than money to me. Love. Love is a real thing. It's not a materialistic thing. It's real. So, the gift of love, that's my goal. All right? I love that you love me. I want to make sure you love yourself as well. Because I love you too. I love it. I love the love. It means a lot. It's really flattering to hear when people tell me things like that. I just want you to be happy as well. I'm happy that I make you happy. And I hope that it's able to open your mind so it's not just a temporary happiness, you know? Like you say, oh, if I'm feeling down, I put on one of your videos. And it makes me happy. But then the next day you wake up and you're kind of back in that funk again. It's like, oh, I need another video. Like, I'm happy to have that effect anytime you need it. And I hope that it can get to a point where I'm able to get through strong enough that when you wake up that next day, it's not a reset. You're not back in that like down kind of state of mind. You're still feeling good from the day before, and that just follows you each day after that. That's what I'm reaching for. I'm reaching for the stars, baby. That's the only way to go. Sky is the limit. That's what I did. That's what I've been doing ever since I was a kid. Because remember, my life quest, guys, I completed my life quest. When I was a kid, I set a very unrealistic goal for myself. Holding my breath for 5 minutes. I'd always been curious of my limits in practice, but 5 minutes holding my breath, that's a long time. That's a really long time. Seems very unrealistic, right? But I was a kid. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to do 5 minutes, yeah. Didn't think that was ever going to happen. But guess what? It did. It did. Not only have I held my breath for 5 minutes numerous times, I think it's getting close to 10, about 10 times. Not only have I held my breath 5 minutes numerous times, but I surpassed my unrealistic pipe dream childhood goal. My longest record is 5 minutes, 36 seconds. What? That still blows my mind to think about that. I'm not a swimmer. I'm not a diver. I've never had a coach. I've never followed anybody's methods. I just practiced since I was a kid and figured it out on my own. I had the determination, the curiosity, the willpower, and the competitive nature to train my brain until I reached that seemingly unrealistic goal. And I did it. And I've done it several times, and I surpassed the goal. Like, when I think about that, that's incredible. That's incredible. That was my life quest, and I completed it. So that's what I mean. When I say sky's the limit, I set a crazy goal for myself as a little kid. I grew up and I achieved it. And it still blows my mind to think about it. It's like, wow, I can hold my breath for over 5 minutes. That's insane. So don't think that your goals are unattainable. Don't think that being yourself and living the way you want to live is unrealistic. All right? You create your world. You get to shape your world. Your world is everything around you and what you see and what you believe. You have control over that, okay? Other people are going to try to influence you. They're going to try to lure you in by claiming they have the keys to happiness and everlasting paradise. But some of that stuff, though, it's just a ruse to draw you in because it's a business and they want to capitalize on the basic needs of everybody living a life. It's like, hey, everybody questions life at times. Everybody wonders, what's the meaning? Is there what is it? What's my fate? And is there a reason for this? Everybody has those questions. So people will try to draw you in and get control of your mind and tell you how to think and act and live. And no. Stuff like that tries to scare you into living that way by saying, if you don't think like this, if you don't do this, you will suffer eternally. That's the stuff you need to avoid. All right? You should not be using fear or threats to try to help people. No. I'm giving people advice out of the goodness of my heart because I know that once I started living for myself and started unapologetically being me, that was when I truly felt happy. It wasn't when I was trying to follow somebody else's guidelines and way of living and such. All right? That was just me being influenced by stigmas of society, authority figures or role models, whatever it is. But that's the other thing that's great about YouTube. It's just like, an average Joe, guy next door like me, who happens to live this natural way. I can reach people, and you guys who resonate can hear this and be like, heck yeah, man. That's the way I live too, and now I'm definitely going to keep doing it. Or you'll be like, you know what? He's right. I've been wanting to live my life the way I want to, but I've been letting this and that person hold me back. No more. I'm going to live for myself now. Trust me. That's true bliss right there. That's the real keys to happiness. That's the everlasting happiness that you're searching for. There's nothing supernatural about it. There's no fears. There's no threats. It's just the best advice that I can give. Live for you. All right? It doesn't matter how long stuff like that has been around. It doesn't matter how popular the people who said it are. If you don't agree with it and it doesn't vibe right with you, it's not for you, and you don't have to live by it. Okay? Just live by yourself. I'm not even telling you how to live. I'm not telling you like, hey, get a mohawk and don't use deodorant because I do and I don't. No. I'm saying if that's the hairstyle you want, that's what you get. If you don't want to use deodorant, don't use it. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to be me. The way you can be me is to be you. Do you get what I'm saying? You don't have to literally be me. But I am myself, and that's what I want you to do, is to be yourself, to live your life, to think freely of your own thoughts, your own opinions and beliefs. And yes, sometimes we are wrong. Sometimes we might have wrong opinions about things. And it does help to do a little research and listen to people and be like, you know what? I think they've got a point. Maybe they're right. But just don't be influenced by anything that's just about, greed or power. You know what I'm talking about, stuff like that. Stay away from stuff like that. Just stick to things with love and positivity, not fear, not threats. All right? Fear is stronger than love, so people who are only after power, think about this one. People who are only in it for power or money, they're going to use fear to draw you in. They're going to use fear to conquer your mind, to divide you, because it's easier to conquer people when they're divided. They're going to use that to try to take control so they can reel you in and they can start profiting off of you somehow, some way. That's what you need to look out for. All right? People who are only in it for power will use the more powerful emotion to try to crush you and cripple you and take control of you. Okay? People who are in it for the right reason, out of the kindness for their heart, they're going to say it to you out of love, like I am. Because I love myself, you guys love me, and I love you, and I want you to love yourselves. That's why I use love instead of fear. Okay? This isn't about power and money for me. This is about love. This is about strengthening an alternative community of humans. Bringing us together here on this channel, celebrating its 9th year in less than a week. It's about the love and keeping that love strong and spreading it around. One video at a time, one message at a time, one post at a time. For 9 years now, with many more to come. This is my calling in life. This is what I've dedicated my existence to. Keeping myself happy and doing my best to keep you guys happy and feeling good and feeling loved. Dedicating as much of my time as I can to you guys. To filming videos for everybody to enjoy. To filming custom video commissions just for people personally. Earning your guys' love, respect, and support. And being able to make a living off of it so I can do this full time and dedicate it as much as my time and thoughts and energy as I can into strengthening our community and to bringing us more together with love. That's why I'm here. That's what I'm celebrating on October 5th. And I love that you guys are going to be here to celebrate it with me. And as always, on October 5th, I ask you, if you already don't use deodorant, because October 5th is no Deo Day. It is the 9-year birthday celebration of my No Deo Hero show. So join me, because I don't even own deodorant. As you know, I haven't used it since 2013. Join me in celebrating natural living and appreciating and embracing your natural smell unapologetically on October 5th. Okay? No Deo Day, celebrating 9 years, celebrating natural living, celebrating being happy for yourselves, walking your own path, finding your own happiness, and living by it, and not caring what other people think. That's the goal. So that's it for now, guys. I hope you had time to listen, because I really spoke from the heart in this one. And I love knowing, because I hear from people all the time, that it is making a positive impact. And it's not about how many people watch. It's not the views, man. It's views, likes, even subscribers. It's not it. I'm not here for the numbers game. I never have been. I don't care about that. It's how many people I positively impact. That's what matters to me. I don't care how many people watch the video. If it does nothing for them, then what's the point? It's like they're flipping through on a TV and they see me, they don't really vibe with it, and they just change the channel. I don't care about that. I care about the genuine connections I make. I care about the people who look to my videos because they know it's going to make them feel good in a bunch of ways. And they look forward to it for that. Like, that's how I feel. So, October 5th, don't forget, 9 years of the No Deal Hero. Primal Instincts here. Your No Deal Hero. But I'm going to wrap it up for now. Thank you for listening. I hope you had the time to in your busy lives. And like I said, man, 9 years is not where it stops. From 9 years until infinity. Got many more years together to come. We'll continue to learn from each other. We'll continue to grow together. We will continue to inspire and empower each other and build upon this alternative community that we have. And living for ourselves, believing in ourselves, having pride in ourselves, who we are and what we like, and following our own paths and individual pursuits of happiness, not other people's. Because this is our life, this is our brain. We think what we want to think, we like what we want to like, and that's the way we're going to live. So, see you guys in the next one. I love you. Have a good rest of your day, and stay tuned for more from your 9-year favorite YouTuber, the No Deal Hero.